Hey guys and gals, it's your buddy Drew from Living Histories and Mysteries and the Midwest Parahistoric Society. You know, we can make plans and make plans and make plans, but eventually it's life that just seems to interfere. Last night we were supposed to do the investigation of the Morton home in Benton Harbor, Michigan, and part of the team actually was able to make it. Tommy, Randy, John, Danny, they all made it. Due to unforeseen circumstances that I wasn't able to control, Mark and I couldn't make it. Mark actually had driven from Maryland back to Michigan Friday night. I'm sure he was pretty whooped. So there was no way that he could make it here to get me 45 minutes over to the Morton home from here, 45 minutes back to go pick Lee up from the Garth Brooks concert at Notre Dame, then come back all the way to the Montgomery House to grab me, to bring me 45 minutes back home, and then 40 minutes back to his house. It just wasn't possible. And in all actuality, I really honestly didn't expect it. It kind of worked out because last night was my mother-in-law's celebration for her birthday, so the wife and I got to go and enjoy her belated birthday with her. Danny did call and offer to come and pick me up, but in all honesty, I didn't feel right in my heart since he was already on the site, getting ready to start the investigation, for him to drive 45 minutes to pick me up, 45 minutes back, do the investigation, 45 minutes back to my place, and an hour to his place. In my heart, I couldn't see it being done, not with gas prices where they are. So sadly, I don't have a Morton House investigation video for you, but I did find a very, very cool investigation done by a crew here recently. Pretty cool. Very historic home, very historic location, built pre-Civil War. A lot of cool activity. I also want to ask you guys to stay tuned to the end of the video. I made a little boo-boo, and though it's hard for me to admit that I actually made a mistake, what can I say? I'm a dude. A previous investigation we done, seeing as how, you know, I'm working on a screen this big, I'm going to make mistakes on occasion. And believe me, they're unintentional. You guys know how much I try to strive for that no fluff, no BS stuff. I want to put out good, solid evidence. And though in this clip, I'll tell you what, let's get on with the video. I'll tell you before the clip and during the clip at the end of the video where the mistake lies, but how it still turned out to be an unexplained mystery. Stay tuned.
Have you had experiences that can't be explained? Do you have questions that go unanswered? Are you searching for the truth? Since my first terrifying encounter with the paranormal at the age of 5, I have been searching for these answers. My name is Chris Matheny, and I am haunted. Join me and my dedicated team as we travel to some of the most haunted locations in America. We will conduct investigations with other paranormal groups in an ongoing effort to discover what lies beyond. Walk the street narrow, live the golden rule. Always been in a helping hand, still I'm playing the fool. Forgive and forget, turn the other cheek. Lord, my spirit is willing, but my flesh is so weak. Hey, thank you for joining us for tonight's episode of What Lies Beyond, A Quest for the Truth. We're going to be going to a beautiful antebellum home built in the 1830s called the Montgomery House, formerly known as the Rural Retreat. And it was built by a Dr. John Montgomery pre-Civil War, and it's a very beautiful and interesting home, so I hope you're going to stay with us, and we hope you enjoy.
And Dr. Montgomery was a young man going to apparently college or medical school at that time, and he built the house while he was going to school. He married probably in the 1830s and had a fairly large family.
Dr. John Montgomery was a very successful man in his day. He ran a plantation, he had a medical practice. He was elected to the state senate twice for his district. All the hallmarks of a successful and happy life, except for the personal tragedy. He lost 2 sons during the war between the states, as well as having a third permanently disfigured and disabled.
There were 3 sons. 2 served in the war between the states. One was killed at 7 Pine. Another one lost a leg at Bristow Station.
Dr. John Montgomery and his wife, Mary Christian, built the house, Rural Retreat, which is now known as the Montgomery House, in the 1830s, just 30 years before the Civil War. Yet within 100 years, the house will have fallen into disuse, abandoned, and disrepair. Vagrants, alcoholics, and drug addicts were using it as a flop house, a crash house, if you will. And then there was another point in its history where it was slightly renovated. It was used as a rundown rental house. And there was a man named Mr. Andrews that lived in there. He was renting it. And he passed away in the house. He owned several dogs, and there was quite a few days went by before he was discovered. During that time, well, his dogs got hungry. And apparently, they ate him. We arrived at the Montgomery House with high hopes and good spirits. However, as we set up our equipment for the investigation, I began to feel very irritated and upset. There was a definite oppressive feeling that began to settle over the house. We would discover later that this wasn't the only negative experience awaiting us. We saw a little girl in here a few months ago. We would like to speak with you. Now, if you feel like you're safe enough that you can come out and join us, we'd really appreciate that. And if you see that green light over there, you walk over to it and get close to it, you can make other lights light up. And you'll notice that there's a little red light right next to it. And if you go near that and you speak into it, we'll be able to hear you. So are you with us tonight? What's your name? Are you a Montgomery? Little girl, are you here? We have a little girl outside. Her name's Kelsey. She'll be up here later. How long have you been in this house? Would you care to make those lights light up? All you gotta do is get close to them. Would you like to try it? How old are you?
The day that we first saw the house, I was actually riding on the back of the motorcycle, and I saw the house from the road passing by, and I knew that we needed to check this house out. On the way back, we stopped, and Chris took several pictures, of which one of them really surprised us.
Now, Kimberly and I were on our way to a different location to scout for our pilot episode of What Lies Beyond. And while we were going along, she saw this house. And so we turned around to come back to it and take a look. So we got the camera out, and I stood in one spot, and I took 3 consecutive pictures. Now, unbeknownst to us at that time, we had caught something. Now, when we got home and we were going through the footage of the pictures we took, we noticed what could be a little girl's face in the window. Is this piece of audio recorded during the investigation further evidence of the spirit of a lost little girl? Mr. Montgomery, are you here? John? How about Henry? Magistrate Henry, are you here? I hear you were the last person to live in this house. Do you like what they're doing with the house? Trying to preserve it? Did you know that after the last Montgomery moved out, someone else owned this property? They valued you. They decided to preserve the house and give it to the Historic Society. Did you know that? At that moment, I had just seen a shadow figure dart across the doorway. Is that you? Are you in that next room? All right, are you here? Mr. Montgomery, is that you? John?
Chris was a veteran as well. I understand that you were in the Revolutionary War.
Is that true? Did you fight in the Revolutionary War?
The War of 1812 for your son, I believe.
Were you a soldier? Were you a commander? I was a grunt. I was a ground soldier, a rifleman. Proud of what I did. Proud of serving my country. How about you? Mr. Montgomery, I heard that you were a senator twice. Are you proud of that? Do you think you did good work? You must be. They named the county after you.
Did you hear that? Just some noises.
Mr. Montgomery, I heard that you were a senator twice.
I understand you were a doctor. Did you actually care for your patients here? Did any of them pass away here?
This is a beautiful old house. Come and communicate with us. Why are you hiding from us? You go to the rooms that we're not in.
We're not trying to be disrespectful. We just want to communicate with you. Understand you had a beautiful wife named Mary.
Yeah, where's Mary at?
Was that you?
Are you in the room with us now?
That piece of wood.
The piece of wood moved.
Yeah,
I heard it move an inch or two.
I did too, and it was over there, and nobody was over there.
Are you in that corner? Yeah, where's Mary at? He's here. I feel you all around me. Why don't you come over here to these lights? Come here. Make them move. Talk into the red one.
Might want to move. Let's move those lights over here, or the meters over here.
All right, I'm going to leave the recorder playing right here. Why don't you come over and speak into it? And we're going to go into a different room. Okay, I'm going to put this device right here on the mantle. I hear this rocking chair moves. You want to rock in it? Or are you in that closet?
I'm getting
a vibe from the closet.
I am too. I stopped.
Are you in there?
We mean no disrespect.
Are you in here? Make these lights light up. Come near it.
Can you get in there?
Alright, I'm coming into your room. Alright, I'm in here. There's my meter. If you're in here with me, why don't you come over and make those lights light up?
I can't see them.
There's more than one light. They'll all light up if you get near it. Would you like me to leave this room? If you would, make the lights light up, please. You light up just one more light, and I'll go outside for a while. How's that sound? Did you hear that?
Yes, it is.
We both heard a knock on the wood, but were unable to get any additional audio or video evidence. I'm going to lay this on your bed. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to lay down. Oh, this is a horrible bed. How did y'all sleep on these things? Are you here with us? Come on, make these lights light up. For real. You can communicate with us using these lights. If you'll come over and get near it, your energy will make the lights light up. Then we can ask you questions, and you can make the lights light up and give us answers. Can you do that for me? To begin the Spirit Box session, we set our PSB-7 AM/FM frequency sweep radio at the fastest rate possible. The PSB-7 will scan up to 500 milliseconds. This means that the radio will scan up to several stations per second. We have found this device invaluable during investigations. This radio generates a type of white noise, which theory suggests gives an entity a medium through which they can communicate with the living. Is there someone evil in the attic? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
We both heard a knock in the upstairs foyer, but were unable to get any additional audio or video evidence. It would seem that the oppressive atmosphere would not be the only hardship we would have to contend with during this investigation. We would soon find out that all of our thermal and DVR surveillance footage was corrupted and unusable. We have no hard evidence to prove that all of these occurrences were related to paranormal activity. However, owing to personal experiences, we believe that these events are beyond coincidence.
Welcome back. Chris and the What Lies Beyond team are just as thorough as any other great paranormal investigative team. They want to record everything, every little rub, every little tick, every little noise, anything and everything that they can find that may be one more puzzle piece to proving that afterlife and the paranormal truly exists. I admire them, and I'd love to do something with them sometime. We may work on that. Who knows? Now for the part that no one likes to do. During Artosi's investigation in the stone oven room, the pizza room, we had seen a shadow figure cast in the window behind Tommy as Kennedy, Tommy, and Randy sat by the large 12th century statue trying to communicate with who was there. And it was brought to Tommy and Randy's attention by other YouTubers that looked a lot like one of us in the window over Tommy's shoulder. I'll show you the clip and we'll get into it from there and just see what, like I said, it's not what we thought it was, but it still turned out to be an unexplained mystery. You look at it and you decide.
You have to use your energy, not through this. You have to use your energy, it's not through these, radio frequencies. We want you to use your energy into these devices to make them go off.
Even through all the joking and playing, which is necessary to keep spirits high at an investigation, nothing could prepare me for what I found in editing that occurs here in just a couple moments.
I know, but it's just annoying.
Everyone present at the investigation is in this room and no one is currently moving. We cannot explain who or what this shadow is. Now, if you look at this sketch of the way we were set up in that room, you will see my camera tripod directly in front of Tommy, with Tommy being stationary between me and the window beside the statue, which is at a 45-degree angle from the window behind Kennedy. You will see my reflection move to the right towards the direction of where Randy is at, and I will be standing approximately 8 feet to the right of my camera and directly behind Randy. It is just after I move completely out of the reflection of the window that you see the shadow figure appear to the left. Once again, looking at the sketch, you will see the light source. Only light source behind me is stationary and wall mounted, so there's no way to actually walk around or behind that light source. If you check out this full clip, you will see my image go to the right, and then shortly after, the mysterious image come in from the left. At that time, I am standing 8 feet to the right of my camera behind Randy. And in a few minutes, when they discuss the spirit's name, you will see everybody turn around and look behind Randy when I speak, with the shadow figure still appearing directly in front of Tommy on my tripod.
Make one of these devices go off. Okay. Is there any possible way for you to make one of these devices go off like all of them were going off earlier? Can you make them set off like that? But you have to use your energy, not through this. You have to use your energy, it's not through these, radio frequencies. We want you to use your energy into these devices to make them go off.
Now, if you will notice, my shadow, my reflection just moved off to the right towards the statue. Here in just a second, you will see this anomalous shadow move in from the left.
I know, but it's just annoying.
Everyone present at the investigation is in this room and no one is currently moving. We cannot explain who or what this shadow is.
Can you make any of these devices go off for us? What's your name?
Like I said, working on a screen this big, I didn't see all the detail in that shadow. And though it does look like me, Danny did chime in, and there are instances out there where a shadow figure will take the form of an investigator present on site, and the profile will look like them. Now, once I was able to see it on a much larger screen, it did resemble my profile quite a bit. The hat was a little different. That question did come up. But if you'll watch that clip again, you'll see how I'm standing directly in a line with Tommy and that window that is sitting at a 45-degree angle from the other window behind Kennedy. I moved to the right behind Randy, and this shadow moves left, or comes from the left behind the camera. A little bit later, when they're asking about the spirit's name, and I speak up, standing behind Randy, you see both of them look at me behind Randy, not 8 feet to my left behind the camera. Though it looked like me, it couldn't possibly be me because there was no other light source. There was John's camera in the lower left-hand corner of the frame, and Tommy's camera was set up on the table to John's left. This thing came from behind John and moved between the light source coming from the wall behind us that was stationary and you couldn't walk behind it. It moved between that light source and my camera. And Tommy sat, it was a straight line, guys. The window, Tommy, my camera, the shadow, and about 12 or 14 feet behind me, the light source. We can't decide what it is. Could it have possibly been me? We don't know. We have no clue. But it's unexplained to the sense as right before that shadow moved up, I moved to my right 8 feet, and this shadow came in from the left. No clue. It's just one more unexplained mystery in these investigations. It's not what we thought it was. It was not some kind of alien shadow that couldn't be identified, because when really zoomed in, it does hold my profile. I apologize to everybody who caught that. We make mistakes. And though they're not intentional mistakes, they're still mistakes nonetheless, and it really kind of hurts your credibility a little bit. But that's why I wanted to come back, and I wanted to formally apologize to everybody for that slip up. Yes, it was a mistake. Yes, it was a non-intentional mistake. But also, yes, in a sense, it's still unexplained. Our investigations are full of unexplained little mysteries, unexplained little puzzle pieces to finally all fit together in that puzzle to answer that question, does the afterlife, does the paranormal really exist? Every time we go out, we get one more piece to that puzzle. That's all I got for you guys for this video. Stay tuned in the near future for any clips that we might release from the Montgomery House investigation that John and Tommy and Randy and Danny was able to do last night. And be looking out for Randy and Tommy's videos on that investigation. From what I understand talking to them, it was pretty interesting. But like I said, that's all I got for you guys. As always, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. We do. And happy hunting.
You